All right, hello everybody. Welcome to tonight's Monday night client support call. My name is Dominic Bizzurdo. I'm going to be taking us through Client Support 101 again. If you guys can, if you can please mute your end of the Zoom, that would be great so we don't have any outside noise coming in, any distractions. I'm going to lead us through today, and if you guys do have questions, please, let's hold them till the end. You guys will know when we're going to be opening it up, so it should be fun. We should be ending right around 6 o'clock, and we'll go from there. All right, so integrating our new clients. So a big part of client support is getting our clients involved in our community and letting them have access to the entirety of what we have to offer, whether it's from our calls to our Zooms, to our client support groups on Facebook. This is their opportunity to really see what Optavia is all about. So in order for us to have the most success and for our clients to have the most success, we want to make sure that we definitely integrate them in. I mean, think about when you started the program, think about your experience. You fell in love with it. And you fell in love with it not because of our feelings. I mean, some of them are pretty good. I mean, we all know the caramel nut maintenance bar is one of the tops. But you fell in love with it because of the people, the community, your coach, the feelings that you were having, and the energy. So, and a lot of that came through integration, okay? The integration, integrating them into our community. So first off, one of the first ways of doing integrating them into our community is bi-weekly updating their health assessment. So we went over in the last couple of Zooms that we've had, we went over different tools. The health assessment was a big one where it led us to their why, okay? So as we go through the health assessment every week, there is a spot on the second page that we covered last week that there is to put notes. So you can go back to your conversation when you're having your check-in with them, you can go back, okay? So now they know that you are paying attention and they feel loved. So not only that, but hey, this person's listening to me and they know where I want to be. So when they're struggling or whatnot, we can refer back to them, but they get the first sense of this integration through our conversations that we're having with them, okay? So we want to make sure that we have a weekly check-in. Their first week, we should be checking with them 4 to 5 times, right? To ensure they get into a strong fat burn. But then after that, for the first month, about twice a week, we want to check in with them to make sure that they're still doing well and just seeing where they're at, seeing if they have any questions. And they should be sure. They should be about 5-6 minute calls that we should be on, okay? So updating the health assessment weekly. Also, one of the first steps that we want to do after a client has placed an order is the welcome email, okay? So welcome to Optavia. Hopefully many of you have seen this. If you haven't seen it or you don't know where to get it, reach out to your mentorship. It's under the Simple Systems. They've created the new one. It's right there. So it will walk them through what to do, what to expect when on the program. It's going to tell them what to do over the coming days as their food's going to arrive. So we're not trying to hide anything here. We want to give them some information so they feel prepared. Because going into it, we want them to have confidence. We want them to feel good about what they're doing, see some videos so they have a good understanding. So now they're starting to realize that, hey, this isn't just some fly-by-night, run-of-the-mill. There's some structure here. You know, my coach, yeah, she or he is, I know them as a friend, and I know maybe they weren't in health coaching before, but they're part of a professional organization and that has structure that's going to be there for me. So I'm kind of interested. It kind of piques their curiosity. This Optavia, what is it? You know, I've seen these cool boxes. Now I got these feelings. And now I'm going through and I have more access to the community at my fingertips. So they can find out a little bit more. So the welcome them. Welcome the new client welcome email is key. Also, right afterwards, right after we do that, we want to add and welcome them to our client support page. So many of you have healthy habits with us. There's Discovering Health, and there's a couple other ones. Sorry, I don't have them off the top of my head. I'm in Discovering Health, so that's the one that I work with. But within our organizations and in your organizations, just reach out to your mentorship to make sure that you know which client support group your client should be going into. And the client support groups they're huge with support, because they're not only are they seeing other people that are on their journey, they're seeing thousands of other people that are on the journey with them. Now they feel like they're a part of something, and everybody's doing the same program. So it's not like some of those health groups that they go into, to where one person is doing a CrossFit, one person's doing paleo, one person's doing whatever they're doing. Everybody is on the same program. Everybody is in the same thing, moving forward with the same goals in mind of getting healthy and moving forward. So they get great stories of inspiration. They're meeting a lot of other people with a lot of common goals. They're getting tips. They're getting different recipes. There's a whole heck of a bunch of support that is in there. So we want to make sure that is a strong way to integrate them right away, so they can get in there. They're seeing new clients. They're seeing old clients. They're seeing coaches in there. They're seeing success. So integrating them into their client support page is huge. Also, another tool to help integrate them, to get them to listen to others around them, is inviting them to our client support Zooms. Thursday night, 5 p.m. where I live in California, or 8 p.m. Eastern across, they have the client support Zoom that's put on through the company, and they're getting clients from all over the place. So you just really have to check. You could probably check in 0 to 5, structural tension. Even if you're a part of Agents of Transformation, that's the big Facebook support group for coaches for the company. They have the information in there, so you can get the links. So you want to make sure that you're doing that, because integration will be key for these individuals, because we don't want them to feel alone. Client support is about them feeling welcome, that they feel that they're part of a bigger community, that there is others doing this, that they're not isolated by any means, that they're part of a family now. They're part of a community. Community, the word community in general means common unity. So the common unity of a goal of getting healthy, we want them to feel that, okay? We want them to be a part of that. Sorry, dropped something. So inviting them to the support Zoom is huge. Integration into the support groups, sending the welcome email, and the health assessment. So now we have clients that some are going to just hit it out of the park. Some are just going to love it, and they're going to be losing 5 to 7 pounds in their first week. Then they're 2 to 3 after that. They're just going to continue. Boom, 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 like clockwork. This works for them, right? But then we're going to have some that struggle. And as a new coach, or as a coach in general, a lot of us tend to think that when they're struggling, it's because of me. I must not be a great coach. What can I do to help them? Because obviously I took the wrong steps with them. Chances are you didn't do anything wrong at all, but they may need a different type of help. So what are some things that we can do to help these clients as they struggle on their journey? And first off, you have to realize it's their journey and not your journey, okay? So you have to realize that you've done the program probably, you've lost some weight. All you have to do is tell somebody what you did. But it's not always as easy as that, we know. So how can I help some of them? What are some things that I can do when they throw up the sign, when they're drowning, help me? Well, we could try to get them on a call. Or if you can't reach them on a call, it's a cool thing to do. What some of my coaches have started doing, and what we've started doing, is sending them a video message. Record a message. If you're not able to have this conversation with them, record a message on your phone and text it to them. Email it to them. Then you know, like, hey, at least they've seen my face. Well, I hope they've seen my face. They've heard my voice, and they know that I am here for them. Personalize it, send it off to them. But a call or a video message is huge for these individuals, because some of them, that may be what they're looking for. We may get caught up in sending the daily text or an email of where they should be at, but calling them, the personal contact, the voice, that is definitely a way to break down some of those walls and barriers, to help them, to let them know that we're here. Come from a place of love and get your voice out there. They want to hear it. That's why they reached out to you in the first place. Some of them, it may be figuring out what their why is. So we call it take aim. So we want to awaken their intrinsic motivation because, like I said, it's their journey, right? It's not your journey. So we have the tools, we have the health assessment that shows, hey, why they want to be a part of this program. We have like their desired outcome, their future, where they want to be. Maybe they're not connected to it. Maybe we didn't dig deep enough in one of the conversations that we had with them when we were doing the Explorer call. So awakening their intrinsic motivation, figuring out their why. A good time to do this is, like I had mentioned, in the Explorer call is when we should have it, but the night before they start, when you have that call and you're setting them up, touch on their why again. Touch on, hey, this is where we're going. This is why they're doing it. This is why they're starting the program. So touch on it because they're the ones that are going to have to do it. We're going to be holding all the tools and all the knowledge for them. But if they don't want to reach out to you and if they don't know why they're doing it and we've just kind of told them how to do it, it doesn't matter. They have to be in touch with their why. So awaken their intrinsic motivation. Touched on that not only in the Explorer call, but the night before. And basically anytime you notice that they're struggling, okay? It could be in day 1 through 4 when they're going through, hey, I'm starving on day 2 or 3. I got a headache. I want to quit. Well, hey, whoa. Why did you reach out to me in the beginning? Has your goal changed? Is this still what you want? Repeat it to them. You should have it in your notes. Just regurgitate it back to them. Same thing. It could be 3-4 weeks down the road and maybe they haven't returned a call or two. Send them a video message. Be like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you're in touch with why you started in the beginning. I want to reach out. I want to help. You know, you've come to me because of this. I just want to make sure that we're still on the same page and this is still what you want. So touch on their why. Touch on their why. And when you're doing this, paint the picture for them, okay? Help them visualize their desired outcome. Some of them may want to lose weight to be there for their grandchildren, or they have a goal of running a marathon, you know. Paint that picture of them. Be like, tell me about your why. You had mentioned your grandchildren. Tell me about your grandchildren. How old are they? Great. What are some things that you want to do with them? Wow, how would that make you feel if you were able to do that? Wow, how do you think they would feel? You know, what other things would you do with them? Paint the picture. Paint the picture, help them visualize and help them see that desired outcome. It goes a long way because if they can see that, then that's not only going to just be a picture in their mind, but it's going to spark some emotions inside of them. They're going to get a different feeling than just you telling them, hey, you need to eat within your 2 to 3 hours. Hey, you need to drink your water. Hey, you need to make sure you're weighing your portions. That's how you do it. Let them know their why, repeat it back to them, and help them see it. Keep asking questions, put them in state. Once you could get them in that state and the belief and they can see that picture, it's going to be a lot easier for you, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for them. Because when they go to struggle, when they're having struggling moments, and we all know that we all have that time when that craving is put in front of them, and there's that I don't know if you guys have seen that Zoom that I did, that cherry pie, you know, that cherry pie, grandma wants a cherry pie. You know, she's going to think about what's important. And is that cherry pie in the picture? That cherry pie is not in the picture when she's rolling around with the kids on the floor and playing with them, picking them up from school, you know, taking them to the amusement park, whatever it may be, you know, that's not in the picture. So help them visualize and paint that picture for them. Encourage them. How many of us like a high five or a pat on the back when we do something good, right? We celebrate everything, right? We celebrate our first clients. We celebrate senior coach. Catch them doing something good, you know, and encourage them in what, oh, there's a misspelling, huh? What they're doing well. Well, what they're doing well. So encourage them. So for instance, somebody goes to, say pizza is their favorite food, right? and they end up at a pizza party, and we all know pizza's not on the 5 and 1 unless it's cauliflower pizza, right? They go to a pizza party where they normally would eat 4 or 5 slices of pizza, and they tell you, you know what? I gave in and I had a slice of pizza, but I had a salad, you know. Congratulate them. Congratulate them on not, eating 4 or 5. Ask them, well, what would you have done before? Well, I would have ate 4 or 5 pieces, and I probably would have had some pasta, and I would have had a beer along with it. Catch them doing something well. Catch them doing something, well, I think it's a win. You cut down, you had 1 piece of pizza, you had salad along with it, and you drank water. That's a win, because last week, where were you at? We have to realize that some of these habits have been there for their entire life. Some could be 30, 40, 50 years that they've had these habits. And now they go on program for a week, and we expect them just to cold turkey it and cut it off. It doesn't work that way. So let them know that it's progress, not perfection, okay? Let them know that they're doing well because of the decision that they made. They were aware of it. They were conscious. They stopped themselves from eating 4 or 5. They didn't wash it down with that alcoholic beverage, right? They had water, they had a salad, and they had 1 piece of pizza. In my book, that's a win. They're starting to make healthier choices. They're starting to make better decisions. They were aware of it. They didn't just react and respond to the stimulus that was put in front of them and let their day just bounce them around. They made a conscious decision. So it wasn't a lean and green to perfection. It wasn't 6 ounces of chicken with a healthy fat and then 3 servings of vegetables. But it wasn't 5 slices of pizza, and it wasn't the beer, and it wasn't the sundae that the pizza place gave as the extra add-on. Catch them doing something well. Encourage them. Progress, not perfection here. Progress, not perfection. Because we all know we've been there. We've all know that we've struggled with that. Progress, not perfection. We want to help them discover some of their habit loops, okay? Ask them, what is difficult for you? What are you struggling with? What do you think is the trigger that causes you to go off plan? Why is that situation difficult for you? How is your stress level? Are you stressed out? Does this lead to emotional eating? Have them think themselves through why some of these are happening. How do they cope? Maybe they're running to food. Maybe they're running to alcohol. Who knows what they're running to? But how do they cope? Make them aware of what they're doing as far as a coping mechanism. Some people don't even know that they get caught in this loop, and all of a sudden a trigger happens, boom. Now they're just spiraling out of control with the day, with their food. How do they cope? And what would make it better? What is something they can change when they're in that situation? Have them think it through, because the next time that trigger happens, maybe, hopefully, they'll be more aware of it actually happening instead of after the fact. And they will already have the scenario played out in their mind of, hey, this would make it better. If I did this, this is how I can get through it. Maybe it's that meeting at work where there's always lunch catered, and it's always from that Italian restaurant next to, I keep saying Italian, I don't know why. But maybe it's catered in, and they know that they bring, in the morning, there's donuts and muffins that come, and then at lunch, they cater in the spaghetti, macaroni, whatever, fettuccine. It all comes in. How can they plan for that beforehand instead of just showing up and reacting to it and then saying, I couldn't eat? Or how can they plan for that? Can they bring a lunch? How can they make it better? Have them play that scenario out in their mind before it actually happens again. Then utilize your support, okay? Get your mentorship involved. Maybe set up a call, maybe a Zoom, maybe a joint text message with that individual. A third party coming in, the credibility, for whatever reason, is so much higher. It's so funny because there's a lot of things that they will share with them that they may not share with you. And you'd be surprised because your mentor comes in, and just because maybe you said it's your coach or it's a different person other than you, They ask the same exact question that you've been asking the individual, and now they come back with all kinds of information. And they tell your coach, and you're so embarrassed, like, oh my gosh. I mean, it only happens to every coach, like, all the time. So, I mean, don't feel bad if it's happening to you. Utilize the mentorship, because it's not about you anyways. It's about your client and helping them through their struggle, okay? So utilize your mentorship team, get them involved in a 3-way call, set it up, and just let your client know that I just want to ensure that you know that we're here for you, and there's other people out there thinking about you and caring about you, and you're not in this by yourself. So utilize the mentorship team. Also, utilize nutrition support. Sometimes they just want to hear it from somebody that is a licensed individual. So they ask you a question, you may give them the answer, but sometimes for whatever reason, they're just not responding right to your answers. You know, show them, send them an email to nutrition support, copying them on it. And when the response comes back, you know, show them that. They just feel like, man, this person's actually here, and they're willing to go above and beyond. They're not trying to claim that they know everything. And, you know, it came from a licensed dietitian, a nutritionist on staff. You know, that's powerful coming from them. Same thing, the doctors and nurses calls that we have every week. It's just sometimes people need that extra, you know, that extra just, they just want to know that this is legitimate. They just want the credibility of another individual to come in, because they may see you. I mean, we come from all walks of life. I come from real estate and mortgage lending, and now I'm going to tell somebody about health. They may not want that. They may want a doctor. It doesn't even matter what the doctor is in. It could be they just having that doctor in front of their name. They just want to hear from them. So put them in that position to where they can get that information. Put them on a call. Put them on the client support Zoom so they can hear other clients go through with it. So utilize your support, that what you have, because it's not always all about you. It's just about them. Maybe it's just we need a different vehicle to get the message across to them. So just realize that's how we can help them. Okay? So now, then, right? Then what? We've gone through all of these. We've tried to reach out. We've tried to send all these emails to them. We tried to send all these text messages to an individual. And then they're not responding to you, right? What happens here? What is this? They're not even responding to you. Is anybody even out there? Chirp, chirp, crickets, right? They like disappear. Where do they go? They just disappear, and you told them, hey, I'm going to call you the night before you start. I'm going to call you Monday through Friday, whatever it is. I'm going to call you for the first 4 or 5 days. Where do they go? Huh? Where do they disappear to? Is it you? Are you sending the wrong message across? I mean, you've set the expectation. You're sending these text messages and they're not responding to you. Is it you? Is it you? I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to open it up to the gallery, because I want you guys to know that this is their journey, okay? This question was posed to me, and this is kind of what I want to have a little discussion on over the next few minutes, is just about what happens if I do all of this. I'm sending all the text messages, I'm sending all the emails, I'm providing them all the support. They won't even pick up my call. They're not responding to my text. What do I do then? What do we do? What did we do? So this question was posed to me between last week's Monday call until today. So I wanted to pose it to you guys, and I want to hear from somebody. So if you could come off of mute, that would be great. And let's share. Let's open up in discussion here. Who wants to step up?
I'm off of mute.
All right, I see you.
All right. Hi. So I kind of have two answers here. If I were in that situation, I know whether they answer or not, we have to do our jobs and keep on supporting us because we don't know what's going on. We cannot just assume that, oh, this person's not really following. They could be that they're just busy. And, stop assuming that, we're not doing our jobs properly, that, I probably haven't been following up right with them or saying something wrong or not. Another way is, because I've had a client who's been like that.
Yeah.
Whether the first week or it's been weeks, and I've gone to my coach saying, oh, she gave up. And then she called back saying that she was just busy with the kids, but she's been following and appreciating the fact that I left a voicemail week over week. So again, it's, we cannot assume. That's what I've learned, because I've gone again to my coach and said, oh, she's gonna stop, but then I see her updating her Beastly order. That means she's going on with it, and what was I saying? So my first answer was, another one is just to kind of, as humans, want to stop chasing someone. So stop checking on them and they will come to you. But again, I don't know if that's a good way. And I'm new to coaching, and we're always learning. But I was just thinking, if you stop chasing a cat, they will come back to you. That psychology. So I'm not sure if we are supposed to do that, but I mean, just weekly, whatever we promise them we're going to do, we cannot do more than that just because you're not picking up. Let me try again later. No, you do your job and it's on them to.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. You can't assume, because sometimes that is the support that individual needed. Maybe you were doing everything that you could do because we told them, we set the expectation, this is what we're going to do. Maybe that was enough for them. Maybe that was enough, and maybe you're right. Maybe they were busy and life took over. Okay. And then I also, like, you kind of gave them an off the hook, right? Kind of gave them an off the hook, and then guess what? Here they come. Awesome. Who else? Josh, you got something?
I came off the hook. What
I say is I like this challenge, and then I don't do it after 4 times. Kind of line up with you too, just so that I'm here for you. If you need anything, still for you. If I can keep on and text them and have their reaction, letting them know I am here if they need me. And after that, back our way, like, let them know what's going on, or hold me, or reach me early. This times it's like off, but really.
Okay.
Did you guys get that? Sorry. You guys were kind of breaking up, and I was going in and out. I'm sorry. It was good. It was good. Whatever you said was probably solid. I love it. All right. Who else is kind of experienced?
I can say something. I just popped on because I was on another call, but one thing you can do is just like go on their Facebook wall, see how things are going with them. And then maybe you can see that they might be going to a picnic or a barbecue. You can send them a recipe, just little light touches on just little things that they're doing, just to let them know that you're supporting them. And like ask them a question like, oh, was that your kid at the park, whatever. And then maybe they'll respond back. So if they see that you're kind of, keeping in touch with them, I mean, if they're on Facebook, that's another thing you can do.
Good point. Good point. I like it.
I had something that I tried too.
All right, Desiree.
Okay, so I had a couple clients, actually they were past clients of John's that sometimes they reorder, but they don't like to hop on any kind of calls or anything like that, or even respond to messages. And then there's some people that are kind of just still lingering there that haven't ordered in a while. So I added everybody from just our team as well as our coaches, and if they wanted to invite people from their team, to a messenger in Facebook. And then so I just kind of like reintroduced myself, and I just said, hey guys, this is kind of for us. Anybody that wants to share their story, where are you guys at in your weight loss right now? What have you lost and what have you gained? Something positive. Here, I'll go first. And then I kind of got excited, told a little bit about where I am, where I've maintained, and just gaining confidence and stuff like that. And then some of these people that we hadn't heard from and John hasn't heard from chimed in and just, added their little input. And it was kind of nice to see like a community group thing that they kind of got sucked into a little bit, and then they started interacting again. So I found that to be helpful.
I really like that. That's great. Putting them in that messenger group, and it's definitely a different way of, I never thought of that. That's awesome. I love it. See guys, we could get ideas from each other. Just being here, I mean, that's what it's about, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? Getting ideas from each other. I love it.
And then even like daily, like I like to post my quotes in the morning or whatever meme that's like the inspirational thing for that morning. And I'll even put it in just our little private group and then send something else like, how you guys doing today? And just, say something to see if they'll continue to engage. And so far, some people have, so it's been nice.
Yeah, great. I love it. All right, we have time for probably one more question if somebody has a client support question, and then we're going to be ending the call. So if anybody has something, please come off mute, and maybe a couple of us can talk to it, and then we're going to be wrapping up.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm living the dream. How about yourself?
Always.
Okay. So the first client that I signed up was a guy about my age, going through some emotional stress, diabetic, blah, blah, blah. And the person who introduced me to him is one of my coach's clients. And she got her diabetes under control using the program. So we were going to bring this guy in and work with him on it. So the nice thing about our program is it's got various ways of staying in touch with them. We give them a call, we send them an email, we invite them to Facebook, step, 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 step. And then all of a sudden he just goes dormant. He goes quiet, does one reorder because I put him on the auto reorder. And then, after that, he's went, non-friendly. And that's okay. He has issues. And as much as I told him I would meet with them, we could go someplace, we could talk about it, because his problem wasn't diet. That's what created his diabetics. He had issues, just stuff. And I'm aware of it, and I could help him work through it. But it's about him. And at this time, he didn't want to play the game anymore. So he's, stopped making the orders and stuff. I'm still in touch with the person who introduced him to me. But in my business, in the regular business that I do, you just find another person.
Right.
And you just keep building up the 10 or 12 that you're working with. One falls out, one becomes a coach, one falls out, one becomes a coach. And you just start that type of system. And that, the reason I'm sitting here tonight is I wanted to see how you guys, what your primary function was. And I loved the health assessment, because in my regular business, we have an assessment that we do to set expectations and keep them engaged. So it's really neat to see your organization, our organization with Optavia, having something that salespeople are able to apply and carry over their skill sets from what it is that they do in their other life. Mm-hmm. So my takeaway is the system has 4 or 5 easy touch points to stay in touch, to find out which the client responds to. Did they like the letter? Did they like the email? Did they like the Zoom thing? Did they like the phone call? Would they meet with you? And if they don't do any of that, you're just not the person that touched their life. Move on to the next one.
Yeah, you touched on a lot of great points. Definitely You're right. It could just be not the right time for that individual right now. So many of you are aware of our different client acquisition systems that Jerry was kind of speaking to. It kind of all goes hand in hand. All the different touch points through email, Facebook, the calls, the letters. All of the health assessment, it kind of all goes together. And think about it when we're in client acquisition mode. It's kind of the same thing in how we touch base with these individuals. We start conversations with them on Facebook. We send a connections email every 2 weeks. We will follow up. Hey, how are you doing with your health goals? So think about that when a client goes dormant. Think about that. Am I connected with them on Facebook still? Am I? Great. Are they in the client support group? Yes. Great. Okay. Because they're going to be seeing your posts. And if they're in the client support group, they're going to be seeing other posts, right? I even like to put my clients into my connections group on Gmail, just because some of them disappear. And every 2 weeks, if they're seeing a story come out through email, hey, that's still there. That program is still there, And then if something new comes up in the company, there's new feelings. We just changed Optavia. That's a perfect touch point to just email all your current inactive clients that you have, just to kind of email them, just to let them know that, hey, I'm still here, because they may just want to know, like, hey, they're still here. And when I'm ready, I'm coming back, because we don't know what's going on in their life, guys. We don't know. Melody had mentioned earlier, checking on Facebook, kind of seeing where they're at. Who knows what they're going through? But we have the systems in place for touching base with people, that when we're looking to acquire them, it's almost the same exact thing when they're our client that's gone inactive. We just have more of their information, so we just have more places to find them. So, and we just continually stay there, be consistent with our health, be consistent with our Facebook, our emails, all the systems that we put in play. We just continually be consistent with that. And when they're ready, they will come looking for you again to help them. So it could just be timing for these individuals, and you just need to make sure that you're there and ready for them, and have open arms when they're ready to come. And they'll come. It's happened to us where we've had clients start, they go for a month or two, and then they disappear for a year and a half, and then they call us back, hey, I'm ready now. The first time didn't really listen to you, but I'm ready now. The doctor said I'm ready now, so I'm ready now. So good stuff. Cool, guys. I know we've gone over a little bit tonight. I just want to thank you all for joining. We're going to be back on here, same time, same place, same bat channel next week. So I'll see you guys. Thank you for your participation. Desiree, Melody, Cynthia, Jerry, appreciate it. And if I missed somebody, thank you guys. I appreciate it, but I'll see you guys all next week. Thank you.